All right, guys, finally getting around to taking a look at my Sangin Overlord. This is, of course, the DLC coated. You could get it in just the brushed stainless, or you could get it in the DLC. I didn't buy it brand new from the website, and you probably won't be able to either. These are typically just sold out. I was able to pick this one up secondhand from my buddy Craig via my private Discord. He posted it up for sale. I just swooped in and snagged it up. So if you pick these up when they release them, I think the price is around $470. I think it's a fair price. I'll just state that right out of the case. Because it is a Quartz, right? It's a Quartz GMT, but it's just a solid, well-built watch. And sometimes the Quartz ones are totally fine in that price point. I don't have an issue with it. It still has a Swiss movement. And we'll cover that in a second. Let's cover the size. I think the size is one of the big things that I really like about this watch. So the case width is 40 millimeter. The lug to lug is a 48 millimeter. You can see it has a pretty thin mid case, and then you have that bezel up top. Drilled lugs, of course. I measure thickness 11.4 millimeter thick. You have a slightly proud of the edge and double dome sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside. 20 millimeter lug width. So this thing will be a strap monster for sure. Hate using that term, but it is. 6 millimeter screw down crown with tons of traction on it. That's actually a little bit of my DNA on there. And super legible. It is a GMT, but it is a no date. I don't really care if it has a GMT, quite frankly. I would have been fine with just a three-hander, but I do like the fact that it's a no date. I'm fine with that little broad arrow. GMT 24-hour hand sticking out there in the middle, pointing towards the 24-hour track. If you want to track a second time zone or just have an AM PM indicator, sure. Plus it just kind of looks cool anyway. So I guess I'm fine with the GMT hand in this case. I don't need it. Inside, or on the dial rather, is BGW9 printed on. Nice healthy application. It has great lume. I'll show you that in a moment. You can see the seconds hands ticking away, mostly hitting those marks. Some parallaxing going on depending on the angle you look at it, but it actually hits the marks. So also can't be too upset about that. I don't know if that's the case with all the watches, or if I got lucky, or if that's, part of what they do. Sometimes there's deviation after, you make the hand set on these. The Quartz movements, sometimes, they break in or settle in. I've never really assembled or messed around with Quartz watches too much, but I have seen it happen, and some brands have where you can correct them a little bit. But this one seems to be working fine. The movement inside is a Swiss Ronda GMT Quartz movement. That should be a 515.24. So it's basically just their standard 515 1 joule Quartz movement with a 45-month battery life, and it should use a 371 power cell. They just add the 24-hour complication to their 515 Quartz movement. It's a great movement. This one came with this Zulu Alpha nylon, Otan strap. I just recently, it's funny because when I opened this, when I bought it, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. But just recently, I have learned a little bit more about the brand and wore the strap. I have a couple other ones now. I think I might be a single pass NATO fan. I'm gonna try some Zulus. This is probably bad. I was a bracelet guy. Then I started wearing all the watches on the FKM rubber, and I still do. But now I'm gonna start experimenting with some nylon straps. I know I'm a little late to the game. That's what I do, I guess. I just show up late. This movement has an accuracy of -10 to +20 per month. So plenty accurate, as you would expect from a Quartz watch. Comes with this hard plastic. This is how it ships. Comes in this guy right here. Pretty cool logo too. Broad arrow. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but broad arrow or second stand or whatever with the feathered wing there. Has the quality control assurance, assembled by CC on 10/5 of 2023, number 727. Then there's some operating instructions inside. Pretty simple, padded internal packaging. Nice case though. Let's pop this on my 7 1/4 inch wrist so you can see what that looks like. So yeah, I'm dabbling with the nylon straps, but am I any quicker or better at putting them on? No, I'm not. Also, I know there are many ways to wear these nylon straps. I will also be experimenting with that. So if you have your preferred method that you would like me to try, just let me know. Right now, I'm kind of doing it the traditional way when I first started getting into watches, that I just noticed how everybody was wearing them. Basically, passing it through, folding it over, tucking it in, and it looks something like that. That's how I'm wearing them right now. This particular strap wears very comfortable like that. I'm totally fine with that, but I know there's other configurations. So there it is on wrist. It's a good size for my wrist and a lot of wrist, quite frankly. So I'm really digging this strap. This is a very good pairing of this strap and this watch. Also keep in mind, if you wanted to buy, say you wanted to go over to their website, the Zulu Alpha strap company, I'll put a link in the description both to the watch and the strap independently. But this strap alone is like around $150. So keep that in mind. If the watch is $470, the strap retail, if you were to buy independently, is like $450. So don't forget about that. I mean, obviously they have to give it with some strap, but they didn't have to give it with like a little bit higher end strap. They could have paired it up with a, you know, pretty cheap, just regular everyday strap, which quite frankly, there's, you know, pretty big diminishing returns in between straps and bracelets alike, but there are differences and they are better as you progress. I am learning that both with the bracelets, the FKM, and the nylon straps now. It's just, you know, what's your budget really. So here's a quick video of how good the BGW9 application is. Very consistent, no deviation, that's important, and a healthy application of a top grade BGW9 that is long lasting and very bright. Because typically, you know, the blue lume on the BGW9 is not as potent as, say, like C3. But this formula seems to be nearly as potent and basically as long lasting. So great watch. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm going to get some more of these from this brand in to share on the channel. I'm kind of going down a little bit of a rabbit hole right now with like military or operator type backed or themed watches. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next vid.